Good
Good
morning.
Hello.
Morning, everybody. Hope you're really well. It's a lovely, beautiful day.
Good morning. Hello. We'll perfect it for next time or another time. If you don't know, I'm Angela, and this is my wonderful friend.
I'm Robert. Hello.
Lovely to see you. So it's been pretty rushed this morning for me. I've been out. I left at 7:30 and got to Marks so my husband could do our shopping and next door shopping, and then we came home, and then I got back there at 9 o'clock to do shopping for three people. Two of which I've never met in my life. So Marion, you'll be pleased to know I've got your shopping for you. So everything's in a secure, sanitized place in the corner of my kitchen. And then I'm going to go and hand deliver those to people who have to self-isolate at the moment. So this is the first thing I've had so far this morning. So I've been awake since 4:30. It's my first cup of tea. So anyway, welcome, morning. This is Knit and Natter. We decided to set this up because so many of the people were self-isolating, and now we're go out once a week or once a day for exercise and shopping. So we want to still share lots of beautiful crafty ideas, and there's nothing better when you're partway through a project or finished a project to show it to people. So that's what we can do here. So I'll hand over to Robert and he can explain how we can do these things. So yeah.
So hi everyone. The best way to share your works in progress or finished projects is to send them to me through Facebook Messenger. Our Facebook page has gone live, and you can find that as Angela and Robert Web TV, so you can post direct into there as well. I've got both windows open, so I can at some point later show all of your lovely works in progress. I think what we should do, Angela, is we've got quite a few new people in the room, so I think we should just go through everybody and say good morning. So firstly, good morning, Baz. Hi, Baz. I think this is your first time, so please do tell us where you're from. Morning, Claire. Morning, Dawn. Who else have we got in here? We've got a lady called Gabrielle. Morning, Gabrielle. I think it's your first time as well, so please do tell us where you're from. Morning, Jackie. Morning, Judy. Morning, Marion. And welcome back, Lucas. Lucas, I know you're from the Philippines. So good morning, everybody. Baz has just messaged to say he's from Australia.
Oh,
welcome. How are you?
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Glad you could join us.
Yeah, lovely to see you. And everyone here. And I know we've got lots of people who watch us on replay as well, because some people are still working, then some people can work and watch at the same time. Now everybody's working from home if they can. So anyway, lovely to have you join us on replay here, and we will be putting this onto our YouTube channel soon as well. So yeah, doing little bits every day just to keep us all knitting and crafting at home.
Gabrielle has just messaged. They're from where? I've got messages go away. Perth, West Australia. Hi, Gabrielle. Lovely to have you with.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you for coming along, and I hope you'll enjoy it. This is Knit and Natter. So Robert and I have known each other for, is it 7 years?
Something like that, yeah. 7
years. We met through craft, going to a knitting group, a Knit and Natter. We became friends, and everybody thinks we're married now. We're not. So we will chat for England. It's so I don't know if you're the same in Australia, but we have little groups where we meet up, whether that's in cafes, pubs, in people's homes, and we just chat and knit. So yeah, and that's what we're trying to create here. So people are enjoying it, and yeah, just get your knitting needles out, crochet hooks out. What else have we had people doing? Claire's been doing some paper stuff. Have we got two laptops going?
No.
Oh, that's all right. I was just getting a bit of feedback. It'll be my broadband. Don't worry.
So first we did some patchwork.
Yeah.
And some English paper piercing.
Oh, so we've got
So
lots and lots and lots of things. Colette, who's sometimes on and watches a few of the replays, she's been doing something with her loom. I think was Janet doing something with her loom as well?
yes,
She
yeah.
was. So whatever craft you're doing, we would love to see work in progress. You'll see me, well, people have already seen me frog lots of things. That's when you take your work back because you've made a mistake. So I've done that at least once on here. And I'm finishing my cardigan off. So this is my last sleeve, but I didn't get a huge amount done yesterday. So I only got that much done last night. So never mind. And the other thing as well, if people watch this on replay, they can't see the chat box. So what myself and Robert will try and do is read the chat so everybody else knows what the jokes are, because we might just start laughing at one of the comments that's in the chat box, or because we remember something funny and then we just have to remember to share that funny story or joke. So yeah. So we've got,
there is at the moment.
Huh?
Like there is at the moment.
Yeah, well,
Dawn said something completely inappropriate, and it's just it's blown right out context.
Let me explain this one. Dawn said that she slept with both of us. What that means is we go on a retreat every year to Sheringham, which is all about. So Sheringham's a little place in Norfolk. It's beautiful. It's about 35 to 40 of us go there. We knit, etc. However, there are dormitories. So that's why we've all stayed in the same room. So we have such fun there. It's the only time I've ever stayed in a youth hostel in my life. No, I think I did once at school. But we have such fun. It's so clean and they look after us so well. Yeah, that's, if anyone's looking at that comment thinking, oh, that's what it means. So thank you for that, Dawn. And let's have a look. Yeah, somebody else has said the room in Sheringham, I presume. So yeah, it's oh, David, you're from Leeds. I'm from Leeds. Whereabouts?
Hi, David.
In Leeds. So hopefully you're safe up there and wherever you are. But yeah, I'm originally from Leeds. So my parents are up there in incubation and I'm down here. So we're Headingley. Oh, hello. I love Headingley. I'm originally from Farsley, so just a few miles. Is it about 3.5 miles from Headingley? So yeah, hope you're staying safe there. So what's been happening, Robert?
Not an awful lot, I'm afraid. Gary had a very long sleep again last night. So for those of you who don't know, Gary is my lovely husband who is a bit under the weather at the moment. And I managed to convince him last night to finally give in to the fact that he may have some symptoms. And he's woken up this morning and gone, no, I haven't got them. He's been a big stubborn man. So fine, just going to let him get.
Well, I'm sure we all hope that he's going to be feeling better soon. But I
hope so too. I've told him that after this we're going out for a walk.
Yeah.
And then he can nap after that if he wants to, but I'm fed up with him just. There we go.
Oh. Well, I mean, I do think whenever there's anything like this, we're coming into spring, summer, aren't we? There's a lot of hay fever starts. There's lots of colds that people get, and Gary's been working constantly since. Did you say October?
Oh God, yeah.
So when we don't have a break for 5 or 6 months, as soon as well, please say if you're the same that whenever you take that holiday, you're fine for a day, and suddenly you just get a flu bug or a cold, and your annual leave you end up spending just trying to recover. So I'm sure he's I'm sure he'll be better soon. But yeah, and we've just got to be careful. We've had our first person go. I live in a tiny hamlet. There's less than 30 houses here, so it's small, no bus stop, nothing. And we had our first person be taken by ambulance to hospital yesterday.
Oh,
So
no.
yeah, so yeah, and again, it's just nice to try and share what happened. So her husband rang. In the UK, we've got 111, which is a non-emergency service. So there's the emergency service 999. Anyway, they rang then. So can you take her to the hospital by car? And he said she's just too weak to go by car. So they sent an ambulance, and the ambulance took her straight down there. And they said whilst they've got to do the test, they do think, there's a good chance it may be. But she did actually say a text last night and say apparently she didn't have much battery, so she was turning the phone off. So her husband was so encouraged by that, because she was still, I need to reserve my battery on my phone. So we're all just hoping for the best, but we just never know where it is, do we? So important that we just all stay safe, really safe.
Claire's saying it's a known thing with teachers, viruses, when you have a break at the end of terms. We're dropping like flies, or half terms, or the first week of the holidays. So, and I kept trying to tell him that, but he wouldn't listen. But there we go. Anyway, right. So we've had some more people joining the room. So let's go do some more morning. So morning, Ruth. Okay, well, thank you for joining us. Morning, Linda.
Hello.
Morning, Judy. There we go. Right. So please do send us your work in progress, and we will show some pictures later.
Yeah.
I finally got through the green and into the blue yesterday, and I've done 5 rows of the blue. So for those of you that don't know, I'm doing a shawl out of Sirdar colour wheel. And the question was, when I got to the end of the cake, which was this green, should I just repeat the colours from bottom to top, or should I do it reverse? So the consensus will do it as a reverse. So I rewound the cake backwards, and I managed to do 1, 2, 3, 6 rows yesterday.
Oh, you've gone a bit quiet.
Have I? Sorry. Yes, I did 6 rows in total yesterday.
Oh, that's good. It's looking really nice, that shawl.
It's taking about 20 minutes a row at the moment. I worked it out yesterday. So if I only do 5 or 6 rows a day, that's fine with me at the moment. Then I know that's still a good couple of hours of knitting.
Yeah, and you are still on annual leave. So
yeah.
Oh, so it's a bit of knitting and then other things that you want to do. So yeah. Did you get? So the other thing as well that we've been saying is to set ourselves a bit of a challenge every day and see if we achieve it or not. I didn't achieve mine for that I set yesterday, so never mind. But yeah, just if you want to join in with that, please do. Some people are setting challenges of getting dressed today, and some people are finishing projects or getting the garden done. So yeah, it's just a little bit fun, and then we can all get to know each other. And the other thing as well, if you'd like to come on, join us here, so you're on screen as well, we can do that. We just need to send you an invite before we go live, and then you can come and through what you've learnt, what you enjoy, or shows your work. So lots of things.
And also, if you have any questions, then please do ask those as well. We've had a couple over the last few sessions.
Oh, you keep going out of. We keep losing you quietly.
Oh, really? Oh, sorry. So I was saying that if you have any questions or you're stuck on anything, then please do feel free to pop it in the room. Because if we don't know the answers in the room, then we'll find the answer for you.
Yeah. And I know we had one about a knitting machine, so we're really, really, really trying to find people who know about knitting machines. Is it a knitting machine or is it a loom?
It's a knitting. Well, it's a machine in the round. Yeah.
Yeah. So so that will be good to know. But yeah, and let us know what you're working on at the moment. So it was thank you, Claire. It was a circular knitting machine. So we'll see if we can find a picture and just share, because I know that we'll have somebody in the community who knows exactly how to do to solve the problem that we have. So so Marion said it's for socks. I thought, yeah, it was one of the larger ones. I thought it was about this big. So I don't know, but please, any info you have on that, please share. I am still doing my cardigan. I keep saying I'm going to finish it today. However, that was my challenge yesterday, and I said, no, I'm going to finish this second sleeve and then I can start sewing it up. And I had all great intents and purposes, but then I had shopping lists from people that I've never met. But it was just on Facebook. Somebody was reaching out saying, oh, can you help me? So I wanted to make sure that I had every list correct, and I had 5 of them. So I actually spent the time writing the lists on my, confirming the list back to people, writing them out as well in a book, just in case my phone quit while I was going around the supermarket, and I had to write them out onto another list just in case my husband was going to go out and get them. So by the time I'd done that, I sort of lost 2 hours of my day, but we got everything, so that's really good. So people will not go hungry. Yeah. Oh, so let's have a quick look at some of these. So Marion thought that the loom was for, the knitting machine was for socks, and maybe if we can just show the picture of it, that might be quite good, because yeah, and Claire said it's one of the bigger ones. I think they have a sock setting and can switch between 22 and 40 needles, some of them. So I've never seen something like that, but that looks, I don't know, can you actually knit sort of something jumperish on them?
You can knit tubes,
yeah,
and you can knit panels.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm doing, is trying to knit the panels, but it keeps missing the edges.
Yeah,
so he
yeah,
as to whether other people have the same problem.
Yeah, so it's how if anybody knows how to do a straight panel from one of these machines, and the fact that he's at home until the beginning of June would be really, really good to get the answer. So he can crack this and get lots of straight panels done. So yeah, we will certainly help out and find that answer.
He said he's followed everything on the YouTube channel, and it's still doing it. But I mean, I've only looked at the link that he sent, so I don't know whether it is still an available product or not. But if anybody has it or has experience, that would be great.
Yeah, that would be great. Ruth says she had trouble logging on this morning, but here now. Broadband is giving everybody hiccups. Don't worry, you know, you'll automatically get a copy of the replay just in case something happens, and you can watch that again if you'd like, or look for little bits that you'd like to go through again. And Claire is just digging up a link. So Claire loves researching and finding the answers to stuff, so that's brilliant. And David, yeah, I'm from Farsley originally, so about 3.5 miles from you, and I'm sure we've been to lots of the same places in Leeds and around Leeds in our times. Yeah, I love Leeds, I really do.
The picture that I've been sent, just because I think it's absolutely hilarious. So this is one of our listeners. This is Linda. So you can see us on her laptop to the left-hand side, and then she's in another knit and natter room on the right-hand side at the same time. And I just love the fact that they're both in front of the sewing machine, which is what she's supposed to be working on at the moment.
Oh, enjoy. That's funny. Oh. So Claire has put a comment saying basically it was one of these. I'll leave Robert to open that link. And then we've been looking around, because we normally do, because it's like what can we knit next? What can we crochet next? So we've had loads of works in progress and suggestions about different patterns, etc., coming through. There's Cal's, there's a new book that's all based on cat patterns. So what we'll do is we'll share some of those again, because we've got some different people on, and we're going to summarize all of that in a weekly little catch-up newsletter email. So we'll do that, but that'll be tomorrow.
Morning, Janet.
Hello. How about the wool week hat pattern? Janet, I don't know about the Shetland wool week hat pattern. Robert, what is the Shetland wool week hat pattern?
Okay, give me 2 secs. Just want to show everybody this lovely picture that I found on Facebook this morning.
Oh, yeah, it's fabulous.
I think they may have been in lockdown slightly longer than us.
Oh, I love it. I'm getting, what's it back as well?
Yeah, so she knows how the cat feels.
Oh. Yeah, and for some of our newer people, it'd be really, really nice to know if you ever bought a lily pond pack, and if you have a half-finished lily pond somewhere in your home, because there's a few of us who have. So that's something that we might finish off. They release a pattern every year. So Janet's saying about the hat pattern, they release a pattern every year and everyone knits a hat. And where's it there? I didn't know that, Janet. The pattern has just been released today and a free to download. Yeah. Ooh.
There we go.
Oh, wow. Ooh.
Very colourful. I like it.
That's beautiful.
It is kept.
And I'm sure that people will know about Shetland wool, but I'm not too sure whether people in the Philippines and Australia would know about Shetland wool. So maybe we should just give a quick synopsis. Do you know much about Shetland wool?
I don't, I'm afraid.
So there's...
I know it's an island north of Scotland.
Yeah.
It takes actually ages to get there.
Yeah, so I know that Janet has been up there, and I'm sure that lots of people have been up there. So it does take probably 5 weeks to get there. No, it's a long drive. It does involve ferries, I believe, to get there as well. And it's tiny islands north of Scotland. So there are a lot of sheep there, and they do the most beautiful British wool. So there's, I think Jameson's is one of the companies up there, isn't it? Jameson's wool, I believe. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So it's lovely traditional wool, but isn't it also up in that part of the world? Might not be Shetland, but that's where there are the really, really fine shawls that they make that if you take your wedding ring off, you can tell whether it's a genuine scarf, because if you can pull it all the way through your wedding ring, then it's fine enough. So I think that's a different island up there. Or you know what's going to happen. It's going to be right on the south of England. 1-day drive and a ferry. Jameson's grow the sheep and process the yarn in one place. So that's beautiful. So everything is done there. It's only a small island. I think I'm quite impressed when I can source wool that's grown, dyed, everything within 17 miles in Yorkshire. So for that, all on the same island, that's brilliant. So there's Jameson's and Smith are two separate companies up there. I would suggest that at some point they may have been related. So seeing as there's two Jamesons, so it's just beautiful wool. It tends to be more traditional colours rather than the bright colours, but there are some beautiful colour ranges. They're just more on they tend to be more on the muted, more demure side, but they're beautiful. And I know I did when we went to Ali Pali again in the UK. We have lots of exhibitions, don't we? And Alexandra Palace is somewhere where they used to have a big wool festival, and I know Jameson's always go there. So they're always at all of
Oh, really?
Yeah. And when you feel it, the old-fashioned wool that isn't that soft, silky silk merino. It's what I would term more scratchy, but there is the lanolin still in it. So as you wear it, I believe it softens, and so it's lovely wool. So beautiful, very traditional.
Claire, I'm going to come back to you in a second. Janet has said it's as far north in the U as you can go in the UK. I have a talk if I can find a way to communicate it. Or maybe if you'd like to join us one day, you could be a presenter and talk us through it.
Let's do that. So what we'll do is we'll, with the Knit and Natter, we'll set up a proper Jameson's Shetland Isles talk about it. I'm fascinated, absolutely fascinated. Thank you so much. So we'll do that.
And then I'm going to go back to Claire. Claire's just sent a link to Lily Pond, but it's in different colours to the one that we had. Look at that.
Oh,
that looks much better, doesn't it?
Oh,
much
wow.
Cherry blossoms.
Oh, that is gorgeous. I'd be really interested to know in Philippines and Australia if you are into, if there is a huge demand for these crochet alongs or knit alongs. They're called cowls here. I'm sure they are, but this is one that, how was this 5 years ago? A lady called Jane.
It must be.
Yeah,
it was 2015.
Do you know what? For one of the shows, I'm actually going to bring my little basket with all of what I've completed so far. And I am actually going to pick up my Lily Pond again. But you just do so every week they release a different part of the pattern. So you'll do 4 of something or 8 of something, and then right at the end it shows you how you place them all together, and it becomes a beautiful big blanket.
But I think Sarah Moore will do the kit, and she's put the link in there for anybody that does feel like they want to pick it up and do it. Good morning, Sue, who's logged in from Derbyshire. Morning, Sue.
Hello.
And Helen joined us in the middle of all that as well. So morning, Helen.
Good morning. And just to let you know that Helen did put a note up to say that her Facebook account has been hacked, unfortunately. So if you get any messages from her, please don't open them. So yeah, if you need any help, let us know, Helen. But whenever that happens to me, because it does happen from time to time, I just change my password about 5 times, once after another, so no one can keep up with me, and then it's fine. Yeah, I'm sure you'll get that sorted out. Yeah, Claire, I do like that colourway that you've bought. I really do like that. And yeah, so I don't know, we're quite into crochet alongs in the UK, so there's lots of them happen. And I know we've got one from the guild, so we'll show pictures of that one in a little while as well, because that's something. Is it free to download the pattern?
For what one, sorry?
For Marian's, for the knitting and crochet.
Oh, I believe so, yes.
Yeah, so in the UK we've got a knitting and crochet guild, and there is a current knit along, and we'll show the pictures in a little while. They're gorgeous, and it's a cushion cover, and you can do a whole host of different colours. But yeah, and Marion did explain the thought that had gone, the inspiration for the pattern as well.
Yeah.
So we'll go through that at the same time. But please let us know if you have those in the Philippines and Australia, because we're hooked over here with crochet alongs.
I'm just going to show a picture from Dawn, who is working from home and listening, and then I'll show you something interesting that she's come along. So this is Dawn multitasking. So she's got you on in the background there, and then she's indexing there, and that's what she's trying to read. Now, for those of you that can't really see, what she's actually looking into at the moment is, oh, come on, computer. Oh, I don't know what's happened to it. There we go. A wall fair in Church Square in Leighton Buzzard in 1897.
Wow.
So how amazing is that we've been holding them for that long?
And this is our hometown, so this is where we live in Leighton Buzzard, and we're so lucky to have people who, we've got one lady, Elise, who's helped write 2 of the books. Dawn's doing that on one of the books. That's amazing. So yeah, we'll have to try and send a little picture of it, won't we, so we can see what the ad said. Well, not ad. I don't know if it's been an ad back there. A poster? I don't know what you'd have referred them to in the past.
It was a poster, and it said the wall fair, brackets free of toll, will be held in a spacious marquee on Church Square on Friday the 2nd of July 1897, commencing at 11 o'clock. 2 silver cups will be awarded as follows: a cup value of £5 for the best whole clip of wool, above 100 fleeces being the property of the grower, a cup value of £3 for the best whole clip of wool above 50 fleeces but not above 100 fleeces being the property of the grower. All wool pitched before 11 o'clock in the morning is entitled to compete for the above. No competitor can take either cup 2 years in succession. No entrance fee. Further particulars may be obtained from any member of the committee of, and I can't read that word, and it was published by S. Hopkins, Secretary, Grove Place, Leighton Buzzard.
Oh, that's so cute. And back then, my house that I've got now was 50 years old, I believe. No, it was older than that.
Wow. Yeah, I was going to say, 1897, it would have been about 80 years old.
Yeah, be about 70 years old, I believe, something like that. Yeah, that's really strange. It's something that old, like that market thing, cheap thing. My house had been here for a long time. Wow. Oh. So just catching up on some of the chat, we've got Ruth who said Marion brought the cushion along to the Knitting and Crochet Guild cruise to Norway last year. Yeah, we've Marion, who's part of the group who's created this cushion, this knit along. If anybody knows anything about cruising, Marion does. She's constantly on cruises other than at the moment. And anyway, she organised a cruise and just said, if you want to come along, we'll sort of theme it knitting. And I'm sure there were about 20 people who went on it. So they went on a beautiful cruise, and she designed this cushion that we'll show you in a little while. And yeah, people absolutely loved it. So it was great that she did that. And yeah, even better that she's sharing the pattern. And Linda has said, oh, hello, Linda, from Melton Mowbray. Oh, and again, for those of you outside of the UK, Melton Mowbray is famous for
pork pies.
Yeah, pork pies. So again, I don't know if you have them over there, but traditional pork pies, that's where apparently the best are from. However, if you're from Leeds, we have some amazing pork pies up in Leeds. So I do like pork pie from Leeds. See you later, Helen. So Helen's just going, hi. Oh, Linda, yeah, and I forgot Ann Stilton cheese. So yeah, very famous part of the world for foodies.
The other Linda's asking how many people we've got on. We've got 12 at the moment, but we have had some people come and go. And that's what the session is about. You don't have to stay for the whole thing. It is being recorded, so you can catch up later if you need to. Come for 5 minutes, come for 2 hours, or catch up later.
Yeah. So we normally have about, well, we know, like you say, people dropping through, but then it's amazing how many people, because they're at work during the day, watching catch up. So then we get quite a few emails through later in the evening about, well, what was this that you mentioned? So that's why we're going to be doing the email for you, so we can summarize that for you. Oh. Oh dear, Robert.
Drink again.
Robert has this little habit at the moment of having a nice drink and then coughing whenever he's on camera. It's fine when he's not on camera, but when he's on camera.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I'm just chuckling. So yeah, do you know what? It was really strange early when I went out, because everybody's been really, really protective. So when I went into Marks and Spencer's, again, that's one of our supermarkets in the UK. There were 3 people at the front, and they were wiping down every basket, every trolley, etc. And then I went into Aldi as well, and in Aldi, they don't have the same number of ratio of staff, but I was amazed at how many people were actually pushing their trolleys around with either scarves around their face, and most people had gloves on, which I did, and I put my scarf around my face, but it was very, very warm while I was walking around, so I'm glad when I got back. And Claire's just saying that she might pop to Marks this afternoon. Yeah, it was very organised. It was very nice. I felt as if I had my personal space the whole time I was going around. Didn't quite feel that earlier because everyone was in the first aisle, but yeah, it was quite a nice, surreal experience. And I don't know if Australia must be the same as here. I don't know if there's a limit on how many people can go into shops, and in the UK all of our shops are shut at the moment other than food shops, so I think that's the same all around the world. I don't want to make an assumption. Again, I'm not too sure what's happening in the Philippines, so please just stay safe. I hope that you're all safe, and then I might grab a cup of tea in a minute.
Can I just come back to the warfare? Dawn's just sent another picture through. There we go. So that's a painting.
Oh.
It's a newly discovered painting called The War Train Leighton Buzzard, found on an internet auction, painted by John Tyndall, who is related to the Bassett family, bankers in 19th century Leighton Buzzard.
Wow.
And you can see just in the background here, this is the church. So that's All Saints Church there. and then
Oh,
behind this tent is where the current war memorial is, and the vicarage is over this side.
wow.
How amazing
So
is
is that where the car park is at the moment? Where the cars park in front of
Yes,
the
that's Market Square, yeah.
Yeah, wow. It's amazing when all of these old things are discovered, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Claire's saying, yeah, she might go and do some really relaxed shopping today rather than mad shopping. So yeah, so I'm really in two minds. You know the what we showed yesterday, the cat patterns.
Yeah.
I've seen that it's on Amazon, so I could pre-order it, but I'm actually going to order it from West, the company that I mentioned yesterday. Is it West? No, it's not West Loft Yarns. That's Googling. Another one. Anyway, there's this new cat book come out. Did I send you the email yesterday, Robert?
You showed us in a screen share yesterday.
Oh, did I? All right, okay.
Morning, Natalie.
Yeah. Yeah, just be here when you can. So don't worry about that. Yeah. So something else. Again, we showed this a few days ago, and it was I was asking what people's favourite walls were. I don't know what your favourite walls are, but this looks pretty luxurious, and it's something called a solder. That's how you pronounce it. And some of these yarns here do look lovely. I love the shades of those because they're not bright, they're slightly muted, as I call them, and they seem to have some. I don't know whether some of these are the sort of wool that you then dye, but they look beautiful. And they're not taking orders at the moment, this company, so it's quite easy for me to share it with you. But Harrisville, I wonder if that's the Isle of Harris, because we have an Isle of Harris up north. Harris, no. So Isle of Harris is something up in Scottish Highlands again, but that's a company that I think when we go back to being able to order things and buy things, I think this is the company that I might actually check out, because they've got some beautiful things. Oh, let's have a look at the patterns. There was one pattern on there that I really like the look of as well. Right, let's have a look at some of these. Some great ideas. And I think you really liked that one, didn't you, Robert? Krasula?
Yes.
Yeah. And I love the fact that it's a really lovely traditional, what I would term 1950s style cardigan there. And that those look lovely whenever you've got really traditional wools. So what we were talking about earlier, be lovely, but I love this one here. I think this is something that I'm probably going to do, and I just think that work is gorgeous.
Wow.
Isn't it gorgeous?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's one, and that's what I really like, that we can just say, hey, you know, I really like this type of wool. And when you look at some of the patterns, wow. I'll just go on and show a few more. I haven't looked through this site. Oh, that's a nice one, because that's shaped. I do like the fact that that's shaped around the waist, so that's another one that I'd like. These look lovely for summer as well, like a beautiful t-shirt style. Lovely lace shawls. Oh, look, they've got a cardigan as well. So some really lovely bits in there. So I'll keep an eye on that.
Angela, you showing that jumper has just reminded me that we were talking to Linda yesterday about her bird sweater.
Yes.
So I'm just going to pull up the pictures that she sent yesterday.
Oh, fabulous.
So that's how it is at the moment.
Oh,
Love that blue.
it is beautiful blue.
And then that's what it's going to be.
Wow. And what colour are the did you say they're birds?
They are birds, yeah.
And what colour are they going to be? So that's blue with, is that?
I would imagine they're going to be the white.
Wow. That
because
is
you would think
incredible.
that the ribbing here
Yeah.
would match the ribbing on the sleeve cuffs and the bottom of the jumper. So the birds will be in the white, the same as the rib.
I love the
Linda,
colour.
please do correct me if I'm wrong. It's knitted in Wensleydale long wool.
Oh, Wensleydale. I like
And then
beautiful
here
colours.
I'm going to show Marion's cushion.
Oh, Linda says she's using a very soft light grey.
Oh wow!
It looks beautiful. Beautiful.
So there we go. That's Marion's knit along cushion cover, and she says that these trees here are in dedication to the Norwegian fir. The middle panel is dedicated to the English rose, and the hearts are in recognition of the love between the two countries. So that's the front of the cushion. And I do have a picture of the back. There we go.
Oh, it's finished. I just love that. Absolutely love that.
I couldn't cope with all those colours though. But it does look beautiful. I really do love it.
It is gorgeous. You've done so well. And we should tell people how they can get hold of this free pattern as well, shouldn't we?
Yep, so it's on the Knitting and Crochet Guild website. So if you Google Knitting and Crochet Guild UK, oh no, she's correcting me, sorry, it's on their Facebook page.
Oh,
sorry. So if you find the Knitting and Crochet Guild on Facebook, then you'll be able to find all the charts that you need.
Fabulous.
As well.
Thank you so much for that. That's really lovely. And then we've got a couple of other people joined us as well. So let me just.
So Evelyn's joined us. Good morning, Evelyn. And Deborah has joined us. Good morning, Deborah.
Yeah.
Right. I'm being sent pictures of people working and watching us. So just give me 1 second. So this is Claire's currently finished.
Oh.
And this is how she is set up. So please do feel free to show us your projects with us in the background and how you're watching. That'd be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I'm just going to see if I can get any more light in. I need to turn my table around for tomorrow, I think. Wait a second.
And then there's another picture of Claire's work from yesterday.
Let's see if that goes any better.
I don't know what you mean, Janet. Can it be sticky so we can find it easily, please?
It's so that you pin it at the top. So
right.
if they can pin the post, then anyone going onto that Facebook page will be able to find it. Just one question. Do you have to be a member of the guild to be part of the Facebook group? No? All right, that's fine. Thank you.
They would really encourage it, as they are a UK charity, and they do rely heavily on the donations that they receive through the year from the subscriptions.
Yeah.
But there is no obligation.
Fabulous, fabulous. And if there's guilds, knitting and crochet guilds in the Philippines or Australia or around the world, please let us know. The guild in the UK, they meet up, different areas meet up. Sometimes it's once a year, sometimes it's quarterly. They have an annual convention where there's lots of workshops, etc., sharing knowledge. And in the UK, they have, where is it now? It's the unusual pronunciation place. So anyway, it's where they store all old knitting patterns. They've got some knitted garments that are hundreds of years old, and they are restoring. They are keeping them as part of our heritage. So they do an amazing job. Guild is it's also worldwide with members all around the world. That's brilliant. And we've just, for the Knitting and Crochet Guild, they've just authorised their 6,000th follower this morning, and they've added 1,500 followers since Christmas. So that's brilliant. Well done.
Good. And Mills. And yeah, that's the place you're trying to think of.
It's the town.
That's where they have their archive.
Yeah.
And they're currently showing 100 objects. So they're showing an object every day for 100 days from the Guild collection on the website. Okay. Marion says it's Slaithwaite.
Slowit.
Slowit. Okay.
Yeah. So, typical Yorkshire. How it's written is not how it's pronounced. Yeah. Yeah. So it's
Claire. Go on. Sorry, you finish.
That's all right.
Claire has said that she's going on to something else this afternoon. Claire, do share what you're going to do. Yeah. Maybe it's that cherry blossom lily. Evelyn is saying good morning. Sorry, late joining you. Was catching up with messages. She's already downloaded the Shetland hat. She likes the blue one. Colour. Started a new computer on a new folder on the computer called Wall. So much now to look forward, saving it for later on.
Oh, David, love it. Slow it. And I think before it was in, some people call it Halifax, or we call it Halifax, because we never pronounce our H's up there. And yeah, and it's up and down Dale. So yeah. Slow it. So, David, are you born and bred Yorkshire then? Where they filmed Where the Heart Is. So that's something that it was a series in the UK where people absolutely loved it. It went for years and years and years, and you can see all the rolling, rugged countryside and the old stone buildings that are all black. And we never really sandblast things in Yorkshire because we love that old character, the whole like darkness about all of the stonework on the buildings. So yeah, love it up there. And Marion's saying it's on UK drama channel again, so you can watch that there. Although my favourite, coming from Yorkshire, what was it? In Loving Memory, with Thora Hird in it. I absolutely love Thora Hird. So so absolutely love that programme. Love her in anything. And where's the famous cafe as well? Begins with H. I think it begins with H. Compo. What was Compo in?
Holmfirth, Marion says.
Holmfirth. Yeah. What was the programme? In Holmfirth. What was the
Last of Summer Wine?
Yes, that's it. Last of the Summer Wine. And you know the cafe where they used to go to, her with the stockings that was wrinkled around her ankles. What was she called? Anyway, she had a cafe, and they used to go into this. Huh? And a few years ago, in between Christmas and New Year, we're up in Yorkshire. Nora Batty, thank you, Claire. Nora Batty. We went to Holmfirth, me, my parents, and my hubby, and we walked around, and we actually had something to eat and drink in that cafe. So it was really nice walking around. And I'll have to try and dig the photos out. There was one of the terraced houses. Underneath there was this big box, and it was supposed to be Compo's ferrets that lived there, but there was Nora Batty's house that they used in the programme, and also Compo's house as well. So it's lovely going up there and having a walk around. But yeah, so I do like that. But that's a diversion back into Yorkshire, isn't it? So back to
they're remaking Darling Buds of May with Bradley Walsh as Pa.
Oh, and are you a fan of Darling Buds of May?
I was when I was 8 or 9.
Right.
If I'm being honest, I had a tiny crush on Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Oh.
That's how she got famous.
Yeah. I never. Do you know what? I never watched it. My parents were so mad into it. I never really watched it. Who's going to be in the programme?
I don't know. I just know Bradley Walsh has been part of Pa. So anyway, morning, Chris. Just joined us, having done her Zumba.
Hey.
Marion says she had cats called Compo and Nora.
That's so cute. Absolutely so cute. Claire's saying who didn't have a crush. Dawn said that Heartbeat was filmed in Goathland.
So I'm reading that as Goatland.
Well, I'm like, how do you pronounce that? It's part of Yorkshire that I've never seen. If it was filmed in Yorkshire, so I've never.
So I'm reading it as Goatland. Claire would probably read it as Gothland.
I don't know. So yeah. Oh, Harry Potter did film in there too. You're going to be.
Where didn't Harry Potter film? I think would be the bigger question.
Oh.
They filmed all over the blooming place.
Oh yeah. Well, that's yeah. It's on the North Yorkshire Moors Railway. Oh wow. My dad actually used to help out in restoring the steam trains in Haworth. So he used to go off and do lots of restoration and welding and stuff like that there. He loved it. So there's lots of things like that. But we've got a little railway here, haven't we, in Leighton Buzzard? It's a single gauge.
The one next to my house.
Yes, the one next to your house. Have you been on?
Noisy on a Sunday No, it's very noisy on a Sunday morning when you're trying to have a lay-in, and you can't have the window open because of the smell of the smoke.
Really? Oh. I've been.
My neighbour went on it and said it was very expensive.
Yeah, it is. It isn't cheap, but it's a lovely little experience because they walk out into the road, don't they? And they have a little red thing to stop cars,
The traffic.
and then it goes across the road. So it's so cute. I tell you what, we went to Provence. Must be about 4 years ago now. So we went to Provence. Or was it Provence? No, it was northern. It was northern France. It was when we went last year, and there was this train place with all these old trains, and we went in, and there was a train from Leighton Buzzard in northern France. So they used to use them in the war and all over. So yeah, I was really excited when I saw that. Claire's saying there's only a limited amount of local heritage left in Leighton Buzzard. Glad it's still going. It's lovely, and yeah. And at the other end there's a shop.
At the end of the day, I chose to buy my house where it is, so it's my own fault.
If that was me, I would get up purposely on a Sunday morning just to hear it. But that's me. They used to use narrow gauge trains in the trenches. Do you know what, Claire? It was so fascinating there. I am going to sound like a bit of a train spotter, but we went there and there were trains from all over the world. And the fact that there was this one fully restored from Leighton Buzzard, all the way in northern France, I thought was amazing. So I was really excited having my photo taken with the Leighton Buzzard train next to me and people looking at me as if to say she's sad. But no, I was really excited about it. And then we went on this train and it was really, I tell you the other thing as well. So we went on this train that's zigzagging all over this single gauge railway thing. And then I looked out and there's somebody, a train spotter with this huge camera taking photos of him. And he had the t-shirt on saying, "I love Yorkshire." So it's quite funny, all the way in northern France. But yeah, that's me. There's nothing wrong with train spotters. No, there isn't. Everyone needs a hobby. She says patchworking while watching people knitting. So maybe this isn't, it's not Gogglebox, is it? What is this then? Knitterbox or something like that. Maybe
Craft box. There we go.
Huh?
Craft box.
Crafter box. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Oh.
Apparently, James Herricote series was filmed in, I'm guessing that's supposed to be Ashridge and Leyburn.
Leyburn's up in Yorkshire, North Yorkshire.
Oh, right. So in which case then that's Askrigg and Leyburn.
Yeah. Well, I'm presuming so. Leyburn.
I can let you read the last one.
I love this. Right. I'm going to explain to everybody. Once I start chatting, I just knit. And then I suddenly realise, I forgot to increase there. I forgot to do this. So I frogged the whole thing. So Claire has just come up with a perfect thing. And she's called it Gogglefrog because I am constantly frogging. And that's when you take your work back. I love that, Claire. Thank you ever so much.
Good morning, Tracy, who's just joined.
Hello there. So you've just dropped food off to your family and friends and now can relax. Might actually do some knitting. Yeah, please get your knitting out and just chill with a cup of tea. Chris says, do you want to? Gogglefrog is brilliant. Gogglefrog is perfect. Right, we're changing the name to Gogglefrog.
Yep. Love it.
So do I. Thank you so much. And what we will do.
Chris, go on. I was going to say, Chris says at the moment her husband is nailing down tracks in the garden to make a small garden railway.
Sorry. I
do send pictures.
Yeah, I get so excited about what is it? Trains. I don't know why, but I do love. the old-fashioned trains. I think that's on something I want to do. At some point, I am going to go on the Orient Express because it looks so opulent. It just looks amazing. So I will go on that, the proper one. Claire's saying curtsies. Yeah, there will be gin. When we're able to all meet up, we will say thank you for naming this to Gogglefrog, and we'll buy you a gin and tonic. Curtsies. I'm presuming she's doing a curtsy saying thank you for naming it. Right. I'm going to be back in 2 minutes, if that's all right. I just need to go and get a cup of tea. All right.
Okay, you enjoy making a cup of tea?
Yeah, sorry. Do you want me to bring you one as well, Robert? That
would be lovely, thank you. I'm not quite sure how we're going to manage that 3 miles apart, but okay.
He's locked me in.
He's locked you in?
He's locked me in.
Oh dear.
I'm in the front porch. We have a... I'll sit down a minute. It's obviously like, because that's what we do, because we live in the main house rather than here. So he's locked the door. We've got a really big key, an old original key in this house, which is why I said we'd buy it. So it's obviously doing something. Hang on a minute. Oh! So it's not locked.
Right, while Angela's gone, I'm just going to show this very quick picture that I found. There we go, Gogglefrog. Yeah, shall I just leave it up there for when she comes back? Oh dear. Viv has just joined. Morning, Viv. You've missed us naming this lovely program. Claire came up with the idea. Angela was talking about Gogglebox. Claire came up with the idea that it should be called Gogglefrog because all Angela seems to do is frog her work. So, and the picture on the screen we're going to leave for when Angela comes back as the logo for this lovely web chat. Oh dear. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So what's everybody up to today? Oh, Linda says she's frogging too. Sorry, Linda. Tracy, have your kids stopped doing their schoolwork yet? Marion says she's sewing up the cushion. And the other Linda is also frogging. Okay, so Gogglefrog seems quite appropriate then at the moment. So please do tell us. Oh, Deborah says she's about to cast on the new Shetland Warwick hat. Okay, so that's been quite popular today then, because that's 3 of you already that have got it, and 1 of you's actually starting it. So that's good. Deborah, did you tell us where you're from? Evelyn, Colette's not on at the moment, I'm afraid. Judy, you've been spinning. Okay, well, send us a picture of what you've been spinning so we can share it with everybody. So my plans this afternoon are to take hubby out for a walk, because he's not left the house in over a week. So we'll just go for a walk around the park. And then, I'm not sure, I might get him to do some Lego rather than try having a sleep. Very funny, Tracy. Very, very funny. So Tracy says I should put a lead on him and take him like a dog for a walk. Yeah, it's just because he hasn't been out of the house for a week, and I'm sure some fresh air will just do him some good, clear whatever lurgy he's got out of him. Tracy's got an email from school saying he hadn't logged on to his account. They could see that I had. Yes, they are watching. Oh, Linda, that's so sweet. Borrowing a dog to walk every day for someone who's in a 12-week isolation. Oh, bless you. What a lovely thing to do. Angela, you've missed loads.
Have I?
Yes. So we found a logo. I don't know if you can see it on your screen.
Oh, dear. Love it. Absolutely. That is beautiful. Where on earth have you found that from? Or who's found that?
I found it. I just Googled knitting frogs, and that was in one of the ones that came back.
It's done. That's brilliant. Well done.
Morning, Brigitte.
Hello.
Deborah, the way to send pictures at the moment is if you send them to me through Facebook Messenger, or find our new Facebook page, which is Angela and Robert Web TV. You can post pictures on there, and we can show them that way.
Just let you know, got cake. Cherry almond cake.
Oh, Marion, that's so nice. Marion has a couple that come and give Ollie a walk, or a free run every day. Aww.
Yeah, that's lovely. And I will bring you stuff round this afternoon, Marion. All right, so I'll let you know when I'm outside and drop you stuff. Well, I won't drop it. I will place it carefully in the garden for you, and then walk away. What was that?
You don't know what that is?
No, what is it? Drop.
I'll let someone else explain what that is for you. I don't really understand it myself. I've just seen it done lots of times.
Have you? It could be very rude then.
No, it's not. Deborah, if you send it to Robert Rowley, Rowley, and find me on Facebook, and you'll be able to send them through there, actually through Messenger, and then I can just duplicate the screen like I'm on here. I'm just going to log into Facebook because yeah, no, me either, Linda. Let's just next drop meaning.
So in the chat, I've just put in Deborah was wanting your name to find you, so I've just put it in as well, but I think you've just explained it.
Right, so Angela, there's this thing that goes around when you do that, you're dropping a microphone after giving a speech, and it basically means that that's it, conversation finished.
Can I not talk again?
According to Google. No, that's not what it means at all.
I'm joking. Right, okay.
Oh, Linda Phillips just sent some. Yes, the logo's gone because unfortunately I'm now going to share these. So this is what Linda Phillips is currently doing.
Oh, those colours.
I love those. I love the centre panels.
Yeah.
Very superhero-y. That looks lovely.
That's beautiful. Claire's asking if you can share the link to the Facebook page.
Which one? Our one?
Yeah, the one that we're just getting ready. Yeah. That would be great. I think I sent it to you in Messenger, didn't I?
There we go.
There we go.
Linda's saying that whatever she's making is for her her 9-year-old grandson. I'm sure he'll love it.
Mm.
Rita, how's your crochet squares coming along? Yes. So for those of you that can't see it or don't have Facebook, I'll share what it looks like. I was asked to do a screen grab of us two on the sofa laughing. So this is what it looks like. There we go. Laughing over Tweedle. Angela, where did you take this photo from? Where's that?
I think that was
Alton Towers.
Yeah, Alton Towers, I believe. I'll tell you.
It looks like a fairground ride in the background, the fencing of one.
Yeah, because we had one with Saw behind us at one point. Right, let's have a look at people. Robert. That one was 9th of September 2016. Is it? Oh.
That must have been Alton Towers.
Yeah.
Because we've not been to Fort Park, so I'm fairly sure that is. I think that's when we went for your birthday.
I think so. So that's the full picture. This is the two of us with the saw ride in the background. You can see the things of meat just hanging down. And do you remember when that was?
No. Can barely see it.
Your first ever concert.
Oh, was it really?
So I bought tickets, didn't I, for a concert, and then my husband couldn't go. So I got in touch with Robert and said, Robert, are you free? Do you want to go to this concert with me? And he said, well, yeah, okay. Little did I know, he'd never been to a concert. So the first one was What was his name? What was he called?
Oh,
Oh dear, Pete Tong. So I went to
Pete
see
Tong, that's
Pete
it.
Tong and the orchestra that do all. I can't even remember what they're called now, but all of the 80s, 90s like club stuff. They've got this huge orchestra doing that. It's so it's absolutely fabulous. So that was where that picture was from. Yeah.
Brigitte saying squares are done, need putting together, and she's still busy with the baby cardigan. Let's just go back to the concert for a second. You asked me, and I said yes, and we didn't get home till nearly 2 o'clock in the morning, and I had a presentation to go to the next day, and I had to get up at 6, so I had 4 hours sleep to go to this presentation on. Luckily, I was taking somebody with me, and I just said to them, look, I was out on a bit of a jolly last night. Last minute, you're doing everything for me today.
It was really good though, wasn't it?
It was. I really, really enjoyed it.
Incredible. And I always remember like Robert, just when it all started at the beginning, because there were all the club tunes that we've all heard of. And well, I was there at the time because I'm older. And yeah, and you just said, wow, with all of this light stuff. It was really, really good. So well worth going to see Pete Tong. Yeah.
So Angela doesn't get news flashes, so she won't know this, but Boris has just tested positive for coronavirus.
Oh. Well.
Tracy saying her first concert was Boy George. Wow, I bet that was amazing.
My first concert ever was King. Paul
Who?
King. Exactly. I'm not middle of the road, as I call it now. I would see King, a band, and Paul King, the singer, became an MTV presenter. Yeah, I actually, yeah. So if you look up King, some people will know them, some people won't. I think my second concert that I went to was The Damned. So yeah, and the worst concert I've ever been to was actually there's a few. Simply Red weren't very good at all, and Michael Jackson was not very good at all. So yeah, but the best one ever was Genesis. I didn't even like Genesis. My friend bought a ticket, I turned up, and I didn't realise I knew every song. So that was really good.
Wow. So even Linda, I wonder if that was the same concert. They're both saying that their first concert was the Monkees.
I love the Monkees. Wow. And Lulu. Wow.
I suspect it probably was the same concert. Linda said it was at Wembley, and Viv, I know you're quite close, so I bet it was.
You were both at the same concert at the same time. You didn't even know each other then.
Wow.
Oh.
Dawn saying her first concert was either Run Rig or Meatloaf. And she managed to get some free tickets in exchange for a review. Wow, well done.
Excellent.
Tracy saying hers was Genesis.
Was that the Nebworth one?
Pass. Brigitte is saying her one and only concert was in June 1966 for the Bravo Beatles Blitz tourney. I'm hoping that's like the Beatles that we know.
Yeah.
And Claire's saying thought hers was Meatloaf, but she thinks it was now status quo. Sorry, that's my one and only headbanging impression that you're getting.
No, but she's saying shortly followed by The Cult. Oh my word, I didn't realise you were into The Cult as well. My favourite song of theirs is Ciao Baby. Absolutely love The Cult. and Ian Astbury, I can't believe how he has changed. But he used to have really long dark hair down here when he was singing front in the band, and now he's got sort of short grey hair, and his face looks nothing like he did back then. But incredible. I love the Cult. Tracy says she loved Genesis too. Wish she'd seen them. They've just announced their tour, haven't they? So I don't know what's going to happen about that. But I decided I wasn't paying £400 for a ticket.
No.
So.
Saying yes, it was the actual Beatles. Judy saying hers was Beatles. Natalie is saying hers was Genesis as well.
Oh, Judy, Doncaster Garment. Do you know what? I think my mum saw that there was a tiny band who were the support band, who were fronted by Mick Jagger. So my mum saw them before they were famous, like a couple of months before they made it big as well. So, oh my word, Davy Jones spotting you, that must have been amazing. Davy Jones, wasn't he just, well, absolutely gorgeous guy. Claire says She Sells Sanctuary was her ringtone for years. Do you know what? Now we've started thinking about it, we might be putting some of those weird ringtones back on our phones just because we can. Jackie says that she went to see Genesis too. Jackie, was that in was that the one where it took everybody 8 hours at Nebworth to get out of Nebworth Park and get to the train station? It was incredible.
Morning, Tricia.
Hello, Tricia. Viv couldn't hear them singing because of all the screaming. Oh. And Claire says that she might put her ringtone back on. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to get my little YouTube medley, which has several of the Cult's tracks. Another one, I don't know if anyone remembers M and Pop Music, which is one of my favourite ones of all time. So, yeah, there's a band called M that was out early 80s, possibly, actually, it may have been late 70s. So I love M as well.
I only know that song for one thing, which I probably shouldn't talk about on here. Priscilla, Queen of the Desert is all I'm going to say.
I don't know. I've never seen it. I'm now going to have to watch that film, aren't I?
Yes.
Am I going to be horrified?
Yes.
Right, okay. I've got to watch Priscilla, Queen of the Desert now. David saying M-word, brilliant, absolutely fantastic. So there's actually, it's Pop Music and Moonlight and Muzak. So I'm going to have to listen to both of those this afternoon, David, as well. Pop Music. Yep, that's the one. You got it. Claire saying it was an excellent film. What?
Maybe it wasn't in the film then, Claire. Maybe it's in the musical. Jackie, if you've seen the stage show, please tell me that you know exactly what I'm talking about. And everybody's rushing to see Priscilla now. It's an excellent film. I really, really love Priscilla. Really love Priscilla. And when they made the stage show, I've seen it twice now. It was brilliant. It really was. Jason Donovan in it was wonderful.
Listen to the Danube is by M. Do you know what? I've never even heard of that. So after this, I am going to listen to it. I'm going to have a little M medley. Love M pop music. Oh God. See what we've started today. We're going to have a really lovely Friday, aren't we? I'm going to have all this retro music, all of our playlists that we love listening to. I'm going to have a little bit of talk in there, a bit of Sade, possibly. All of those little bits. I absolutely love it. And we've got Friday night dinner back on tonight. A little bit of snack. So I'll be watching that as well. I love that program. So that's back tonight. And if you're in other countries abroad, it's a British film. It's called Friday Night Dinner. It's a Jewish family. There's some they're really famous. A lot of them are quite famous now. They've been in several different British comedy shows, and it is bizarre. Is all I will say. So I don't know what this series is going to be like, but at some point well, if ever you've seen the bit where somebody sits down to dinner and gets confused, he's in a Jewish household, not a Greek household, and I think when I saw that scene, I practically choked and couldn't get my breath with laughter. So I think that's my favourite scene ever. And my husband did not think I was having a fit or something. As my tea went flying all over his brother-in-law's settee, you name it. So anyway, if you haven't seen that episode, please do. It's really funny. Chris says she saw the stage show with Jason Donovan. I heard that first of all, and I thought she'd been on stage with Jason Donovan. Sorry. My chest just gone down. I won't do that again. Oh dear. This is what happens when you have those office chair things. I'm back at my normal level now. Oh. Claire says, I've already chucked The Cure on my Facebook timeline. Right, okay. I'm sure you'd have been great with Jason Donovan on stage. Do you know what? I think in future I'm going to bring myself a piece of cake to our Knit and Natters as well, because I'm really enjoying this cake with my cup of tea.
I think before you do that, you should deliver us all a piece so we can all enjoy it.
I'd love to. What shall I do? Shall I I suppose I could just drive along, couldn't I, and throw them into your garden for you? Or maybe the post. I'll try and do something long life, like brownies then. Oh dear. Oh dear.
I suppose technically that would be a reason for you being able to leave the house to go to the post office, because you're providing vital food to people.
Yeah. It's totally acceptable. And I have got a what is it box? A post box. 20 steps from my house. So that's quite good. That's I think the only thing that we have left in our little hamlet. A post box. Even the beta, when we first moved here, we had a telephone box. So we used to be able to say to people, we're just opposite the telephone box, but that got removed one day. So, yeah. Oh, somebody's mentioning, sorry, Marion's saying that her husband, Richard, wants some of my lemon drizzle cake. I've actually got some lemons, so maybe next week that's something I should do, make a lemon drizzle cake. Are
you still baking on Sunday?
Huh?
Are you still baking on Sunday?
Yeah. Yeah, something else. Well, I don't know. We have it used to be called the Clandestine Cake Club, and you used to join it, and then if you were attending, you used to get an email on Friday night saying where the venue was. So we'd all go to the venue, drink copious amounts of tea and coffee, all take a cake along, all sample each other's cakes, then go home with a piece of each other's cake. It was just bizarre. Anyway, that stopped. So we've got our own little Milton Keynes Cake Club. And what we do is we meet up and we all bake a cake based on a theme or a savoury, and we sit down, sample each other's cakes, have fun, have a chat, and then leave, taking a piece of cake for everybody, a piece of everybody's cake home. So this Sunday, we're baking in our own houses, we're sitting on our own houses, and we're doing it virtually. So whatever we bake, we've got to consume all of it. So I'm going to do a cake about that big, I think. So the theme was French baking, and I was going to create a gluten-free gâteau Saint-Honoré. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's got Yorkshire twang to it, but given the current shopping climate, I'm not going to waste ingredients, not for when I'm going to eat it. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I might just do a cake because it's fun, but I don't know. Are you coming? You're coming on Sunday, aren't you, Robert? Or are you not?
You've invited me, but I couldn't get anything when I went shopping the other day. All the home baking aisle was just completely empty. But I might have a go through the cupboard and see if I've got anything that's in date that I can use.
Well, just bring a biscuit.
It would be out of a packet then.
It's all about, we are, honestly, it's so funny because people always think these cake clubs are, you've got to do something really nice. We've had people turn around and say there was no way I was going to serve that up. I haven't even brought a cake, it's in the bin. I've ended up burning things and taking them there. So, it's just about our cake club is not about competing at all. Just if you want to rock up, even if you've got a little, a Tunnocks tea cake or something like that, just turn up. There's some people who are really, really good at baking, and every single person has the odd disaster. So
I meant to tell you, I had some cherry Jaffa cakes.
Did you?
They were lovely. I had 2 packets of them, and I only let Gary have 1 out of each packet.
Where were they from?
I brought them from Sainsbury's in the world food aisle.
You know what I nearly said? Were they Polish?
They weren't Polish.
Oh.
Right, so Evelyn's saying her husband, when he found out they had no biscuits or cake left in the house, he made a batch of scones last night and frozen half. So they're having afternoon tea in the garden later on. Oh, well, enjoy that, Evelyn.
That's lovely.
Tricia says she thought I said sherry Jaffa cakes. Now, I'm sure they would be very, very nice.
So just get yourself a glass of sherry and dunk it. That's all you need.
Absolutely. And David's saying he had apricot Jaffa cakes in Poland. Oh, I bet they were really nice.
Oh. Do you know, they do some amazing. I love jams. Absolutely love all Eastern European jams because they don't put as much sugar in as we do. And the Jaffa cake things, I remember eating them when I could eat gluten. Now I still eat gluten every so often. I just put up with the pain. Oh wow, apricot Jaffa cakes. I've got 2 cheese scones that I took out the other day. Oh, do you know what? The other thing I realised that when how the birds get a lot of our normal cakes, don't they? We think, oh, that's going a bit stale, I won't bother. Well, we had some scones. I had cheese scones, gluten-free ones, and there were some fruit scones as well, and they've gone a bit dry. Well, when you're in France, baguettes and things, you just stick it underwater, don't you, when it's dry? Stick it in the oven, and then it's fresh again, like 2 days later. So I did the same with the fresh scones and just stuck them under the tap, then put them in the oven. Do you know what? They were fantastic. So that's all you need to do. So we don't need to throw away any scones now.
Very good.
Just wet them, drench them on the outside, and put them in a nice warm oven, not a baking hot oven, and they were really good. They do pineapple Jaffa cakes now.
They do. They're very sweet, but they are very nice. I love sweet things, but I can only manage one.
Oh.
Mind you, to be fair, we were eating them at work, and I didn't want to look like a gannet, so I did only take the one, but to feel that was enough as well.
Oh. Anything other than orange is an abomination. So we know that Claire's fave is orange Jaffa cakes. She loves them. Oh. It's really weird at the moment.
Did you use your pastry?
Huh?
Did you use your pastry?
No, I've forgotten. I'll use it today. So I'm going to try. I got this Asda gluten-free ready rolled pastry. You watch. I'll open the packet and it'll have all gone green inside. Never mind. I'll bake it and give it to the birds. But yeah, I'm gonna use that, and I'm going to put some tomatoes in. I've got some tomatoes, and I was gifted some tomatoes as well. Thank you very much. I've got some feta cheese. I've got chilies. So yeah, I'm gonna have a go and try and create some little pastries. Savoury. Do you know what? I could try and do that for Sunday, couldn't I? Rather than doing a cake, I can do some quiche. I'll do a quiche. Oh, and there were eggs as well. There were eggs in both Aldi and Marks and Spencer's, so we've got plenty of eggs as well. So yeah, it's really good today going shopping. There's lots in there. It's really orderly, and I feel as if I can bake. But I can always leave a little bag out for you in the middle of my garden. You can always pick it up if you want to. It's up to you. I still got your anniversary card in my car.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to stick a stamp on it and send it in the post. Oh. Right. Did you
give Alan his present last night?
What present? Oh, yes, thank you. Yeah, sort of think, what present? Yeah, I'd sent him a picture. Robert was so lovely, and saw some hand sanitizer, and then dropped it off last night. So when he came over, he sort of knocked on the door, left them on the doormat, walked away. So we had this conversation that was about 4 meters from each other, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was lovely. Thank you ever so much, because we haven't got hand sanitizer, and yeah, so I don't have to, but he is going out to work, so any sanitizer is an absolute godsend. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, so he's really happy. So I created an amazing dinner last night at about 11:30 of some chicken, the other chicken in breadcrumbs, with some more oven chips. So that was it. So I'm not really creating and cooking very much at the moment, but I think next week I'm going to get back to making proper nice dinners every night.
That reminds me, when I told Gary that I was you'd invited me to join you on Sunday, and I said the theme was French, but was worried about what I was going to do. He said, well, what you should do is take up a plate of oven-made French fries and say, these came straight out of the freezer and into the oven, and here they are, my French fries.
You should.
I would, but we don't have French fries, we have chips.
Just say it's a chip with an accent. It's a sheep. It's not a chip, it's a sheep. So yeah, sorry, but you don't have to make anything, but you can always, honestly, feel free to spend the afternoon with Gary anyway. And if you want to pop online you're more than welcome to, with just a biscuit. But honestly, I've never seen my cupboards as bare. I looked at them and I thought, we've got practically no biscuits and things like that left in them. So we're really running things down now. I even resorted to those horrific things, those rice cakes with yogurt on top.
Ooh.
I even had a pack of them yesterday with me cup of tea. Wasn't nice. So we've been able to restock on a few little goodies. So I've got some salted cashews and things like that today. And some midget gems. I thought we'd get some midget gems.
I love.
I know. I really like midget gems. Don't know about everybody else, but yeah, I do quite like sweets, as you can tell. But Claire says rice cakes with yogurt on top. Yuck. It's like a yogurt. It looks like white chocolate, but it's supposed to be a yogurty taste. Well, it is what it is. It's a rice cake with something on top to make it slightly more palatable. Oh yeah, midget gems on the M&S list. Oh, and Marion's making a tea loaf later. Yes, and I got you sultanas, and they didn't have currants, but I got you raisins, and I've got you some apricots, so you can make that. So I got all of the dried fruit that they had for you. So Marion's.
I'd like to know how your Welsh tea cake is going.
Did you not see the photo?
No.
Barra Brith.
Yeah.
If you go on to Dawn's timeline, she put a picture. It looked beautiful. Do you like fruitcake, Robert?
Depends.
Is it you? Does Gary eat fruitcake?
He loves fruitcake.
I was say, I knew there was one of you who didn't really like the fruit-ish. Because I was going to develop a cake where I whizzed all of the fruit together so you could taste the Christmassy taste, but not have the chunks of stuff. Sorry, I just need to pick up a comment there from Brigitte, who said she didn't think there was anything that made rice cakes palatable, other than an empty goodie cupboard. That's the only thing. I needed something to go with my cup of tea in the garden yesterday.
I couldn't see it on a page, so don't worry.
Could you not? I know it won't be perfect on this.
Claire says, well, we all have our likes and preferences, like non-orange Jaffa cakes.
Oh, yeah. Right. I know why. Can anyone see that? That's Dawn's Barra Brith.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. So it looked really nice, and I have to say I'm commenting on your loaf. That is amazing, because you've got even distribution of all of your fruit throughout it. So that's really good. Everything flew to the bottom because they weren't the cherries that I normally use. So I made my cake, cherry and almond. I thought, oh, I've got a tin of cherries in the back of the cupboard. Didn't even realise that there were stones in them. So we've got all these big black cherries in the cake, and whenever you chew on one, you've got this big stone. So never mind. I think I've got some in the freezer as well, so I'll use those up, and then I will go out and get more nice cherries. But the cherries that I used in the last cake were from Belgium, and they were sour cherries, which are Brigitte, you'll know that I think over in Germany most of them are sour cherries, and they just have such a lovely taste to them. So I'll restock when I can go across the channel again. Did we have any more whip come through?
No, not at the moment.
Oh, we'll be fine then, aren't we? I don't think we've shown some of the books either. Bless you.
Thank you.
So what I'll do is I'll have a quick look. Right, let's have a quick look. I'll just show so this is what I was, you're not going to be able to see it very well at all, but this cat knits, if you look at the hat, it's all little cats. And this lady, I was checking yesterday, remember at Sheringham, we had one of, it was it Claire, Donna's daughter-in-law, had a beautiful cardigan on, or was it a jumper that had all the cats around the yoke? Yeah. And this is the same lady that designed that.
Oh, right.
And this is a little cape. I don't know if you can see around the cape there are little cats, and you're not going to be able to see some of the other ones, but this is the one that I'm going to do, cats. So I'm going to see how much I need. I will get the book, and I've got some really nice, I don't know whether I'm going to buy new stuff or I'm going to try and recycle what I've got, because obviously I don't have any wool in my garage at all. But this is by a lady called Marna Gilligan. So that comes out, I think it's next weekend or in a couple of weeks' time. So she's got this book coming out. So I'm just going to see if I can you remember that Rowan that I bought, the brown? It's double knit. And then I bought gold and I bought a poppy red as well. So I thought they might look quite nice together in that jumper. So I'm going to see what sort of wool I need. If not, I'll just have to get some new. It's not an issue, is it? So, yeah. And what are you doing for the rest of the day?
Well, while you were out making your tea, when we finish this, I'm going out for a walk with Gary.
Oh, I can't hear you. Sorry.
Sorry. And I said I had a slip of the tongue last time, which was hilarious. So this time I've said it properly. I'm going to go out for a walk with Gary, rather than last time I said I'm going to go and take Gary for a walk. And hilarity ensued because people thought I was going to get a lead and physically take him like a dog. So that was quite funny. But then later this afternoon, I don't know, probably just I really, really need to try and get through a day without having to have a sleep, so I sleep better at night.
Well, if you need to sleep, you need to sleep.
So I might do some Lego. I might start some Sheringham stuff. Don't know. Keep saying I'm going to clear out the sideboard because that's just full of rubbish.
Well, do things that you enjoy to me. Clean, unless there's something that I need to find in there, I won't go near it. I just leave it. It's got a cupboard doors shut. Can't see in it. Fine. Linda's going. See you later.
Tracy, you'll be hooked on Disney Plus. We are already. Just don't watch The Simpsons until they re-release them properly. So Disney Plus is a streaming service, and because they now own Fox, they've put all of The Simpsons on there. But instead of putting them on as they were drawn to be, 12:4, they've put them on 16:9. So basically taking a picture like that and blown it up, and now you miss all of the gags within the pictures. So I'd wait for The Simpsons to come back. They are going to correct it.
Oh.
Cherries make her mouth water. Oh, I love cherries, Brigitte. Love them, love them, love them. I'm just so sorry you can't have them anymore.
Yeah, on the no-go list.
Oh, Tricia says she's varnished a chair that she sanded down yesterday. Then sewing in ends ready to do the steak. We'll take photos. Oh, definitely do. Definitely do.
Yeah.
And if you can get somebody to take a video of you when you're doing the steak, that would be amazing. We'd all love to see that.
Yeah, and we can put it on our Facebook page, and then people can go back and hit play time and time again.
Definitely.
I still think it's fascinating. Like, in your brain, how does it work? How on earth does it work? But it does. Hey. Oh, Trisha's going to pour herself a glass of wine before she does it. Yeah, I remembered to get 2 bottles of tonic water today, so I might have a drink tonight as well. Oh, Robert's gone. So he's obviously hit the wrong button, so never mind, it's just me with you now. But we're at the end of this session. We normally go to about 12 o'clock. So I hope today you've managed to get some lovely knitting done.